welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to show you how I fill in my brows, my brow routine. So just a little bit of a disclaimer, I told my sister that I was filming and to be a little bit more quiet. So if you hear her singing in the background, she was warned. That's all I'm gonna say. So first, before I show you what I actually do to my brows, I want to talk about a couple of the products that I use. The first product that I want to talk about is the Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade. I have it in the shade dark brown and chocolate. So these are the two shades that I would fill in my eyebrows with depending on my mood. The chocolate color has a bit of a reddish undertone to it, and sometimes I'm like down for that look, but most of the time I will use the dark brown because it matches my eyebrow color the best. But sometimes I do like to use the chocolate to have a little bit of that reddish undertone in my brows. I don't know why, don't ask me why, I just do. Another thing that I absolutely adore is this Models Prefer Essentials Brow Kit. Now, this was sent to me in a makeup swap from my friend Jess Alex, who lives in Australia, and I can't find it here, but I absolutely love this product. I mostly use this half right here, which is similar to the Brow Pomade, but it has more of a waxy feel to it, which I like because it just, I don't know, it glides a little bit more. It's way smoother, but just like the pomade, you have to be careful because you can go overboard really quickly with it. And I know that the shades look a little bit scary, but they're not. I don't know, this one just has like a bit of like a red seal over it. It kind of looks a little bit more auburn, but it's not. Once you actually get into the color, it's a dark brown. And then this shade actually does match my brows pretty well. So I absolutely love to use this to fill in my brows. Another thing that I use on just a quick no makeup day even is the Benefit Gimme Brow, and I have it in this shade medium deep. A lot of people ask me that question. And I just run it through my brows. It's a brow mascara that's tinted, and it just kind of clings onto your brows and makes them look fuller and darker. So I absolutely love this. It's pretty much like a no effort product. Another thing that I absolutely love is the Anastasia BrowWiz. Mine is in the shade dark brown, and I use this a lot of the time with my pomade, alone, with my BrowWiz. It just kind of adds a lot more definition to my brows, and I absolutely love that there's a spoolie on the other end. The brush that I use with my pomades, either the Anastasia or the Models Prefer, is the Anastasia brush. This is the number 12 brush. I do have a smaller one over here. This is the number 7, but this one is meant for powders, and this one is meant for the pomade. A lot of the time if I'm filling my brows in with the powder or with the BrowWiz, I will go in with this Milani clear brow shaping gel first, just so that the products have something to cling onto, and it kind of sets my brows down before I go to work with them, so I can kind of see what's happening in the process instead of setting it in the end. Because a lot of the time when I set with my Anastasia clear brow gel, I notice that the product moves a little bit sometimes, so I kind of like to set them before I start going to work, because otherwise if you do it after, the product moves and then all your hard work is essentially for nothing. So I think that's all I have to say in the beginning of this video, and I'm just going to jump right in and show you what I would do. The first thing that I'm going to do in this video for this tutorial purpose is I'm going to fill my brows in with the BrowWiz, show you what I would do, and then I'm going to fill them in with the pomade so I can show you guys how I would use that as well. Most of the time I would just use one or the other, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how to use both without making two separate videos, if you feel me. So let's just go ahead and get on into it. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to use the spoolie end of the BrowWiz, and I'm just going to kind of brush through my brows and have them go in the direction that I want them to lay. So I'm going to be brushing the front section up, and then as I go, I'm just going to kind of brush them outwards. I have not gotten my eyebrows done in a while because I kind of have been wanting to grow them out a little bit thicker and kind of get them a bit more even, because my brow lady was kind of like taking out this whole section over here, and I want my brows to be as full as possible. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and start filling them in with the BrowWiz. So I am just going to be taking the pencil, and I like to start in the front half of my brow, and I kind of start to make little lines like this just at the bottom of my brow and kind of sculpt the bottom, and then I start to flick upward to fill in the little gaps. And then when you get to this little section right here, I like to push a little bit harder and curve my brows a bit because I like them to be rounded. So first I start with a bit of a light hand kind of just putting the product down, and then I'm going to start to press a little bit harder. So then for the top of my brow, I kind of like pull the strokes downward, and then I'll kind of give them a little bit more shape over here and curve this top section. Now I'm going to brush through them again just to kind of blend the product. And then I'm going to start with the tail. So the tail is the hardest part for me. Most of the time, if I'm going to do a natural eyebrow day, I will leave them here, maybe just straightening them out a little bit at the end. So once we've done that, I'm just going to add a little bit of definition to the tail, nothing too crazy, because then it can start to look a little bit cray. But I just add a light touch just to kind of make them a bit longer, a little bit more defined, because I don't have all that much brow hair at the end of my tail. Like, I do have hair that grows there, but it's not so thick. So I just do that, and then I'm going to brush through my brow hairs again. Okay, so you can see the difference between the two brows already. This one is a lot more bold and defined, and this one is just kind of here. I do have pretty bold brows to begin with, but I do like to fill them in just because I really like some nice bold brows. Okay, so on my left eyebrow, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Dipbrow pomade, and this is in the shade dark brown. So in taking my brush, I am holding it flat, and I'm just going to start defining the bottom of my brow first. And then as we get to this part over here, I'm just going to curve it ever so slightly and take it down to the tail. When I do the top of my brow, I hold my brush down and I make brush strokes going like this, and then I kind of connect it all together. And then at this point, I'm just going to take whatever is in the cap and take a little bit more product on the brush. I'm not going back into the pomade because I don't want to take too much. And I'm just going to fill in the actual brow a little bit. I like to flick the product in and then make brush-like strokes. And then I'm going to kind of define the top just a little bit more. And then curve the top as well. And then I'm going to connect down to the tail. And then if I want to get my brow a little bit straight but it is not cooperating, I kind of go upward and I make a line this way. I know this seems strange, but it actually helps to go against the hair sometimes if your eyebrows are being a little bit temperamental. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spoolie and I am just going to brush through my brows and kind of blend the product, but don't blend too much up and down because then you're going to smear the product everywhere, so try and stay within the brow. So that is what the two different brows look like. They look pretty damn similar to me when I do them. You can obviously go a lot heavier with this if you want to, and go a lot lighter with the BrowWiz if you want to, but that is my brow routine. So once you're done with that, if you wanted to, you could kind of clean them up a little bit. If I do decide to clean up my brows, I use this Marc Jacobs concealer in the shade 3 Young and a Sigma E15 flat definer brush to do this. I just kind of dab a little bit of product onto the brush, take off a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I kind of carve them out ever so slightly like this. And then I will dab the product out with my finger. So that is everything for my brow routine. I hope that you guys found this video helpful and informative. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you have any recommendations of eyebrow products that you love, either from the drugstore or high-end, leave them down in the comments below. I am still on the hunt for some good drugstore brow products, so If you can help a sister out, leave me some suggestions down there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.